Hi everyone, I'm Ling, 26 years old. Right now, I guess you could call me accidentally fee unemployed. Pretty broke and living by myself in a 15 square meter rented room that got $45 a month on the outskirts of Hanoi. This morning, I decided to work to the morning market. To be honest, if this were me a year ago, I'd probably freaking out and incredibly stressed. But right now, I tell myself, come on, Ling, everything takes time. No go yet just means a better opportunity. The room I'm renting is only about 5 minutes work from the market, so I'm just working over. It's called at the morning workout. The fruit here are especially fresh. The locals harvest them right from their garden and sell them all within the day, so they are incredibly cheap, ranging from just half a dollar to $2 a kilo. Walking into the market today, I see a fruit with red color of early season lychees. For foreign viewers watching my video, do you know this fruit? In Vietnam, I bet 9 out of 10 people are observed with this because it's super sweet, juicy, and have a very distinct aroma. Lychees is delicious. They are cost less than $2 a kilo. Guys, if you bought this exact premium kind in the store in downtown Hanoi, it could be around $4 a kilo. Going a bit deeper into the market, there are also bananas and watermelon. A huge bunch of around 15 bananas cost only half a dollar, and sweet watermelon are only $0.4 a kilo. There is also a very special corner in the suburban market that you rarely see in the city. A store selling baby chick, dunkling, and even grease and rabbits for locals to buy and raise for egg or meat. Seeing those tiny little chicks that feel like moving cotton ball is just so cute. Just looking at them make my heart melt and came down. Right next to it is peach store. Every single speed is blushing pink and the price is only $0.8 a kilo. Fruit in the countryside during this season are truly fresh, cheap, and delicious.
Em gửi chị ạ.
After picking up some fruit, I dropped by to buy a few ingredients to prepare for the whole day. Since I live alone, I don't need to shop anything fancy or wasteful. Just buy a chicken leg for $1.
Vâng ạ. Em xin cảm ơn ạ.
Plus some green onion and carrot for about $0.3 is more than enough to put together a great dinner.
Bà ơi, bao nhiêu quả bà?
7.000 con này.
Vâng ạ.
Có gì à?
Con gửi bà.
Did you know, in Vietnam people love having a warm bowl of pork noodle soup for breakfast? Today, I'm taking you along to try it with me. Just between us, this is actually one of my absolute favorite dish. In my neighborhood, a bowl loaded with meat and served with fresh herb cost only about 70 cents. It's incredibly delicious and will definitely leave you full.
Phải quay cái hôm đông đông rồi em thêm người con đi
Ok.
Mời chị khách nha.
To get the true authentic flavor, you have to top it off with some homemade chili sauce and garlic chili vinegar. That spicy kick is everything.
Để ý là có cái để ý là có cái bà bán bún này, một cái bà thì đặt nó kia thì lâu lâu người ta làm nghỉ đấy. Họ nghỉ đi đâu thì một bà thì chuyên gia rồi, bà thì Phú Yên, bà này bà đi Phú Yên đi Trường Sơn, bà kia ra tận đi chỗ Quảng Tín Minh Châu đấy. Đi đâu mà làm vài cây về.
vài cây về
Đấy, lâu lâu lại thấy nghỉ
đi mua vàng
đấy, nó cũng cái này thì ăn gì đâu, bún thì mình làm ra.
A humble morning noodle bowl, yet it holds such a great sense of pride. Finishing that hearty and filling bowl of noodle, I tell myself I would probably skip lunch today to save time on cooking and cut down on expense.
Có con hết bao nhiêu ạ?
20
Không xin ạ.
Honestly, since deciding to quit my old job, spending has been a bit tighter and more of a struggle, but in return, I gained a playlist access that I never had before, time for myself. I want to turn this temporary pause into a good opportunity to think deeply, reassess my abilities, and from there, choose a new job that truly fits and brings long-term value to my life. Today I bought 2 kg of lychees. This one is one of the most Vietnamese specialists in the pot. These were considered as a pricey fruit worthy of being presented to the king. So now I will share some for my host to express my sincere gratitude for their kindness. This lychee I bought today is so fresh, juicy and sweet. You know, I will leave some for me and I will put it in the fridge. They eat more delicious when they are cold and nice.
Bà ơi, hôm nay cháu mua được một ít vải ngon cháu biếu bà ạ.
bà cảm ơn cháu nhé tâm hộ bà đấy.
Thinking back when I was still caught up in the whirlwind of my old job, my usual meal were mostly instant noodle, quick lunch bought by the roadside or factory-style canteen meal at the company. Back then, I was so busy and stressed that I didn't even have a single hour to cook myself a proper meal or take care of my health. Day in and day out, I work exactly like pre-programmed machine, leaving the house early in the morning before the city even woke up and only return this rented room late at night, completely exhausted with barely enough energy to sleep. I really want to put an end to that solid draining pressure. This time quitting, I carry a big determination to find what I have always wanted. A stable professional job, but one where I can still spare a little time to cook for myself, to work, to relax and recharge, rather than dreading my entire life and drift away for work life before.
Now I am freezing some chilies because it is the end of the season. Now I wrapping each one in a paper to keep them fresh. After thawing, they still taste like the fresh one. Now I will put it in the fridge. Now let's try some lychees with me. This is a very delicious fruit. This is very delicious fruit and it is very sweet.
Since I have some free time right now, I bought a cookbook and I'm trying out a few new recipes to treat myself. I actually learned this method of preserving lychee online. Hopefully it will keep them fresh for a long time, so that even when the season ends, I still can have delicious lychee to eat. If you foreign fans have a chance to visit Vietnam in the summer, you absolutely have to try this fruit. Missing out would be such a pity. Now that food and drink for the day are sorted, I need to plan for my biggest goal today. Even though my 5 CVs this week haven't gotten any replies. Thinking it over, I believe that as long as I don't give up and keep trying, I will definitely find a suitable place. That like sometimes we are forced to slow down a bit so we can gain momentum to take startup step forward. Temporarily unemployed, not permanently unemployed, right everyone?
My eyes are getting a bit tired, so now I will take a short nap.
After my midday rest, I get up to tidy my hair and change into a neat outfit to prepare for my trip to Bắc Thăng Long Industrial Park. This industrial park is located right in Đông Anh district, pretty close to my place, a related 15-minute motorbike ride. For people working in outskirts of Hanoi like me, this place is considered a plan of opportunity. It hosts a lot of big famous corporations from Japan, Nikon, Panasonic or Denso. They are well-known companies with professional, disciplined working environment and great benefits package for workers. Because of that, I really hope today's trip will help me find a job opening that match my skill and experience.
I am standing in Thăng Long Industrial Park where have many Japanese companies and they bring many job opportunities, and I hope I can find a job that suits me in here.
Just riding up to the gate of industrial park, what catch my eye is bustle and massive scale. Watching the factory worker and office staff working in and out of the gate, I suddenly get this indescribable flutter feeling in my chest. 26 years old, standing before a brand new chapter, though a bit nervousness and anxiety from being fresh out of a work.
They have many job announcements here, and I will note some positions that I think it fit me and send my CV to them later.
While walking around the neighborhood, I happened to pass some old apartment building meant for workers here. Honestly, I used to think that if I luckily got hired and worked in this area later, maybe I would love to live closer to save the commute. But looking closer, these buildings were built quite a long time ago, so the infrastructure had degraded a bit. The life of worker away from home always comes with its share of hardship and trouble everywhere.
I find Japanese center here and they are hiding Japanese teacher. So if it is a Korean center, I will apply it now, but unfortunately it's not. So I am thinking about learning new language. You know, a lot of my friends have their own car, house, and has some kids, but I still single. I living alone and no house, no car, and I hope in the near future I will have my own house and car.
But walking a bit further down, I see completely different apartment complex. In sharp contrast to the old building from the earlier, this place looks extremely modern, clean, and way more secure. There is a playground for kids, security guard on duties 24/7, and a lot of green tree planted around, giving off a very premium vibe. In many ways, the old apartment building I passed by earlier reflect the reality of quite few workers around this industrial park, a place where many are still adapting to craft space and degraded infrastructure, simply because it is the choice that the best fit their financial ability right now. On the other side, the modern complex with its ramming glass window bring a total different feeling. Clean, safe, and a bit distant. Someone who just lost their job like me. Looking at it, I wouldn't call it jealousy, but rather a passing daydream. I quietly thought to myself, this place must be for people who already have a very stable income. But after witnessing such a stark difference between two places, it's hard to not think about different future for myself. Who knows, maybe one day after a year of working, thriving, and achieving financial stable, I will also get a chance to leave this 15 square meter room behind and move to a better place. Not just for the comfort and convenience, but for the feeling of finally overcome this difficult phase to step out in a new chapter of my life. Just thinking that suddenly give me a bit more motivation to push harder for upcoming work. As I walk back toward the gate of Industrial Park, it happened to be right at clock out time. Group of people rush out of the factory gate. The honking of horns and the sound of talking and laughing suddenly makes the space around lively. Standing amid that crowd, looking at the face that clearly so exhausted after a long day of overtime, just still be a smile on their lips, my heart suddenly tightened a bit. They are rushing back home, back to their needs, or preparing a cozy dinner with their beloved one, while me, 26 years old, I'm still standing at the street corner, lonely, with a folder of file in my hand, not knowing what tomorrow will bring. Carrying that bittersweet mood, I quietly get my bike and leave the industrial park. On the way back, the evening breeze bloomed gentle. I stop overthinking and just want to quickly get back to my tiny rented room. A place that supplies everything always makes me feel safe and comfortable. Getting back, I immediately start preparing dinner as a way to put aside all the messy thoughts of a long day. Yesterday, flipping through my newly bought cookbook, I learned a super simple recipe, so I decided to practice it right away. Chicken fried rice.
Như nào?
Đấy, đúng rồi. Since it is an extremely basic dish and the ingredients are nothing fancy, costing just over $1 for everything, I didn't expect too much at first, but surprisingly, the final result turned out way more delicious and flavorful than I thought. The rice grains are firm and golden brown, the chicken are tender and fragrant, blend with the natural sweetness of carrot.
Let's eat dinner with me.
Eating alone in quiet room, I suddenly feel my heart become light and peaceful.
You know, living idea is a quite good idea because you can eat what you want to eat, like instant noodle or just rice, or even if you don't want to cook, you can eat just fruit like me.
Turn out, after a long day out on the street with all kind of worries, pressure and dull moment of youthful hectic, a hot plate of rice cooked by my own hand has such a great power to comfort and heal. Today I may not have found a job right away, but at least I dare to step out of my comfort zone, dare to take action and treat myself to a really delicious dinner. Tomorrow I will probably keep sending out CV, waiting for the phone to ring again, but whenever, step by step, everything will be fine.
Actually, this dish is quite delicious and you can try it to cook at home for you or for your kids. This lychee that I bought in the morning and now it cold and it is so fresh and sweet. You know, I read all the comments that you left in the previous video. Thank you for following me and left positive comment. Goodbye and see you next video.